Governor Nyesom Wike accuses former Permanent Secretary Dumo Jack as sabotaging efforts of Assets Recovery Task Force. Senior Advocate of Nigeria, Femi Falana, raises alarm over alleged plan by DSS to file fresh charges against convener of Revolution Now, Omoyele Sowore. And on the foreign scene, West African country, the Gambia, drags Myanmar to International Court of Justice over mass killing of Rohingya Muslims. And now, the details. President Muhammadu Buhari has charged Muslims to follow the shining examples of Prophet Muhammad as they celebrate his birth. President Buhari, in his goodwill message, asked the Muslims put into practice the great virtues famously known with Holy Prophet Muhammad and end the indiscriminate killing of innocent people. He added that the major challenge facing the image of Islam is violent extremism, which has been hijacked by a minority who use religion to cover up their criminal motives. President Buhari also advised Muslims not to allow their children to be lured and recruited by extremists who will ultimately destroy their lives and future. While wishing the Muslim Ummah a peaceful celebration, the president urged them to use this occasion to renew their resolve in promoting tolerance, love, harmony, and peaceful coexistence in the country. And President Muhammadu Buhari has expressed deep sorrow at the passage of his ally and friend, a man he usually calls the indomitable Tam David West. President Buhari, in his condolence message, Professor T.D. West had an indomitable spirit and stood resolute by whatever he believed in. The president extended his commiseration with the David West family to the people of Buguma, Kalabari Kingdom of Rivers State. 83-year-old Professor Tamonoemi Sokari David West was a consultant, a virologist of national and international standard. He served as Commissioner of Education in the Old River State, Minister of Petroleum and Energy under the Muhammad Buhari military regime, and Minister of Mines, Power and Steel under General Ibrahim Babangida's regime. And Senior Advocate of Nigeria, Femi Falana, has raised an alarm over alleged moves by the Department of State Service to perpetually detain convener of Revolution Now, Omoyele Sowore. Falana, who is counsel to Sowore while speaking on live television, claimed that the DSS planned to file fresh charges against the publisher of Sahara Reporters.
Well, the State Security Service is not prepared to release them, particularly Mr. Omoyele Sowore. I understand, I was reliably informed last night by a security staff that the government is currently fishing for evidence. An attempt is being made to file a fresh charge on Tuesday so that there will be an excuse that we are arraigning them in court, hence we are unable to release them. If you recall, that was what was done when Justice Taiwo granted Mr. Sowore bail on the 24th of September. For a whole week, the order of the court was flouted, and then, of course, on the 30th of September, on the 30th of August, the charge was, he was arraigned together with Mr. Bakan.
Femi Falana, SAN, therefore said he will institute contempt proceedings against the federal government and the DSS should they fail to comply with the order of court granting bail to Sowore and Olawale Bakari.
We are ready for them. Of course, tomorrow morning we are filing contempt proceedings. We are also filing an application under the Fundamental Rights Enforcement Procedure challenging the illegal detention of Mr. Sowore. A week before, an illegal order was procured to detain him for 45 days, and you will recall he was detained to investigate terrorist activities. Is to have the Director General of State Security Service brought to court to justify why he's not going to reproduce the two of them as ordered by the court. And if he's unable to release them, what the law requires is that he should be sent to prison.
Omoyele Sowore and his co-defendant Olawale Bakare are facing charges bordering on treason. They last week met all their bail conditions after they were admitted by the Federal High Court sitting in Abuja. And now Ogonis have been advised to use the remembrance of the 9 prominent sons who were murdered 24 years ago as a call to duty to keep the Ogoni dream alive. National Coordinator, Conscience of Ogoni People, Chief Gani Toba, who made the call, said remembrance of the supreme price paid by their heroes was for the collective liberation of the people. Toba said there is need to keep engaging the federal government and remind those who to know the importance of the sacrifice paid by the late Ken Saro-Wiwa and others. The 9 prominent Ogoni sons who were executed in 1995 are Ken Saro-Wiwa, Saturday Dobi, Nodu Eawo, Daniel Boko, Paul Levura, Felix Noate, Baribo Bera, Barinem Kiobel, and John Uine. And now this report says the former permanent secretary of the Rivers State Ministry of Lands, Dumo Jack, was sacked because he was allegedly frustrating government's efforts in recovering state government properties. This is according to Governor Nyesom Wike, who disclosed the reason for his action while swearing in the new permanent secretary of the Ministry of Lands, Achinihi Nwala. Governor Wike said Jack, who was a member of the Land Recovery Task Force, was also the same person sabotaging the Rivers State government. Dumo Jack, who Governor Wike said was recommended by Secretary to State Government Tammy Danagogo, was also stripped of a plot of land the government gifted him. He expressed sadness that retired civil servants would still be occupying houses, while those who are in service have no access to such accommodation. And a youth group in Rivers State have called on the federal government of Nigeria to cite more projects in the Niger Delta and Rivers State in particular as a major contributor to the country's economy. Under the aegis of Rivers State Youth Leaders Council, they emphasized on the need to boost transportation industry in the area, adding that the federal government transformation of the transport sector should be extended to Rivers State. Leader of the group, Bright Abali, particularly called on the Minister of Transportation, Rotimi Amechi, who is from the state, not to allow the bad precedent by Rivers politicians to prevail in his time as a member of the Federal Executive Council.
18 has not favored Rivers State. Let it not be that he will join others to set bad precedent. Rivers State have been minister, we have even been president in this region, but nothing to show. Every time we try to satisfy the nation, forgetting that we are the main producer of what is sustaining the nation. We want to give out first to outsiders, we want to give out to the north, we want to give out to the west. Rail project and everything is initiated day by day, and nothing is showing that we have a minister here. Nothing is showing that we once have a president here. So what we're saying is that there is no time. As you give 3 to your principal, you take 1. Because you also you are a major contributor to the success of this government. You are a major contributor. Your state is a major contributor to the development of Nigeria.
Away from that, authorities of Ikwere Local Government Council have condemned the attack on the palace of Nyenweali Elele, His Royal Majesty Eze G.O. Amadi, and the CDC chairman of the community, Amos Ezekiel, by hoodlums in the area. Chairman of Ikwere Local Government Area, Samuel Wanosike, in a statement by his Chief Press Secretary, Chris Omodu, said those involved in the attack have been identified and will be brought to book. He said those who carried out the act are criminals that were declared wanted by the government of Rivers State and are unhappy with the introduction of local security outfit, Elele Security Peace Advisory Committee, SPAC, by the paramount ruler and the CDC chairman. Meanwhile, the Rivers State Police Command says some suspects have been arrested in relation to the attack on the paramount ruler Elele community, Eze G.O. Amadi, and the CDC chairman, Amos Ezekiel. Spokesman of the command, DSP Nnamdi Omoni, said the arrested suspects are already helping the police with information. DSP Omoni, who said the attack was carried out by aggrieved youth groups, confirmed that the palace of the paramount ruler was not touched, adding that police has restored normalcy in Elele.
There was no building burnt in Elele. The palace of the president was anyway burnt, safe and secure. But what happened is that some bodies, in the community issues, and then they decided to go here by burning the coastal belonging to the city chairman, to burn the vehicle belonging to which was apartheid. Some persons have been arrested and are helping us in the investigation.
You will recall that some group of cultists had over the weekend attacked the paramount ruler of Elele town and the CDC chairman and burnt their cars for supporting the introduction of SPAC, which is aimed at getting rid of cultists and criminals from the town. And still on security issues, the Rivers State Police Command has cautioned some youths who have denounced membership of cultism against going back to the former activity. The Commissioner of Police, Mustafa Dandaura, gave the caution when some gang members in Ubimini denounced cultism and surrendered their arms to security agencies in the community. CP Dandaura, who was represented by the Divisional Police Officer in charge of Egbeda community, Aliyu Aruna, highlighted dangers of going back to criminality. On his part, Chairman of Ubimini Peace Committee, Silva Ukbabi, while commending stakeholders for their efforts in restoring peace in the community, said the disarmament was aimed at sensitizing the community on the role of the local security outfit, USPAC, in Ubimini.
Today we are grateful. You can see the atmosphere. You can see how happy the people are. You can see that there is nothing better than peace. I will not fail to thank God Almighty, thank the people of Ubimini, thank mostly the stakeholders who sticked out their head, making sure that this task and project must be achieved and achieved professionally. I use this opportunity to thank the local government chairman. There is nothing better than what we have at this moment. We are peaceful today, we will be peaceful tomorrow. We thank the leadership of OSPAC. We are also telling the community, the people in the village, the people in our environment, that insecurity cannot bring development in our community. Let everybody join hands together. From today henceforth, we will no longer go back to the land of Egypt.
Away from that, the Nigerian police have said they have arrested one of their officers who was caught on camera collecting bribe from a motorist. The officer is identified as Onu Makedomo, a non-commissioned officer serving in Lagos. Force spokesman Frank Umba said Makedomo, a sergeant, was attached to 49 PMF but was on special duty with the Safer Highways Patrol Lagos during the incident. DCP Umba added that the bribe-taking officer has since been identified and arrested and that he was undergoing orderly room trial on a 2-count charge of discreditable conduct and corrupt practices at the Provost Department of the Lagos State Police Command. In the 4-minute video, which trended on social media, Sergeant Makedomo, apart from demanding and collecting the bribe from the motorist, went on to lie to his colleagues that he collected 5,000 naira when he actually obtained 15,000 naira from the civilian. And if you just tuned in, you are listening to the World News on Today 95.1 FM, Voice of the People. After the break, more news, foreign stories, and sports stories. Stay tuned.
Every day, every hour, when the big stories break, depend on our 24-hour news team to bring you the latest. Today, 95.1 FM.
This is Today, 95.1 FM, Port Harcourt. News.
Welcome back. You're still listening to the World News on Today 95.1 FM, Voice of the People. And now to more stories. A leading real estate company in Port Harcourt, Adibola Properties, has won the Best Real Estate Brand Award for 2019. The award follows what was described as outstanding services rendered by the company in the real estate business. Similarly, the Chief Executive Officer of the company, Sonny Isaac Ushobukola, also won the Young Entrepreneur of the Year Award for 2019, organized by the Port Harcourt Business and People's Award Organization. The company, in a statement issued by the CEO, said the awards show that Adibola Properties remains the best in real estate business. And the Court of Appeal sitting in Ibadan has upheld the victory of Seyi Makinde of the People's Democratic Party in the Oyo State governorship election. The court affirmed the decision of the Governorship Election Petitions Tribunal, which declared Governor Makinde as the winner of the March 9 poll in a unanimous judgment delivered by Justice Abubakar Yahaya. It dismissed the appeal filed by the candidate of the All Progressives Congress in the election, Adebayo Adelabu. In his reaction, the PDP lead counsel, Eyitayo Jegede, said Makinde remains the governor since there's been no counter directive by the appellate court on his victory. And still on party matters, the PDP says no threats of violence will deter it from overrunning Governor Yahaya Bello and his party in all the senatorial zones of the state, including the Kogi Central, in the November 16 governorship election. The PDP said this following alleged threats by Governor Bello and the APC to unleash violence and disrupt campaigns in Kogi Central senatorial zone. PDP, in a statement by its National Publicity Secretary Kola Olugbodiyan, condemned the violent attack on the state secretariat of the Social Democratic Party SDP by thugs and urged the police to bring the perpetrators of such heinous crime to book. PDP, therefore, demanded the immediate arrest of the former ADC to Governor Bello, who allegedly refused to leave Kogi State after he's been transferred to Lagos State, alleging that the former ADC is being used to compromise the security architecture of the state. And now on the foreign scene, the small West African nation of the Gambia has filed a lawsuit at the UN's top court, formally accusing Myanmar of genocide against Rohingya Muslims. The suit was filed at the International Court of Justice, which normally rules on disputes between states. Last year, the UN issued a damning report into the violence in Myanmar, saying military leaders should go on trial for genocide. Myanmar's government denies its troops carried out such crimes. Thousands of Rohingya were killed and more than 700,000 fled to neighboring Bangladesh during an army crackdown in the Buddhist-majority country in 2017. And now 2 people are in critical condition after another day of violent demonstrations in Hong Kong. BBC reports that a protester was injured when he was shot at close range by a police officer. He was the 3rd person shot by police since the protest began 24 weeks ago. Today's violence followed a weekend of vigils and protest after a 22-year-old student protester died on Friday. The protest started in June against a now withdrawn plan to allow extradition to mainland China, but have since morphed into wider demonstrations. And from entertainment, women ruled the show at this year's People's Choice Awards, with Jennifer Aniston, Gwen Stefani, and Pink all honored as icons. More than 1 billion votes were cast to decide the winners of the ceremony, which is one of the biggest award shows in the US and all voted for by fans. Winners include Robert Downey Jr. for Best Male Movie Star and Zendaya, who picked up awards for Best Female Movie Star and Drama TV Star. Avengers Endgame was named Best Action Movie and Overall Movie, while Stranger Things won the awards for Best Drama Show and Best Overall Show, with star Miley Bobby Brown named Female TV Star of 2019. And now to end the news, here is a summary of our major stories. President Muhammadu Buhari is commiserated with Rivers State over the demise of former Minister of Petroleum, Professor Tam David West. Rivers State Governor Nyesom Wike has accused the former Permanent Secretary, Dumo Jack, of sabotaging efforts of the Assets Recovery Task Force. We also told you that a senior advocate of Nigeria, Femi Falana, has raised alarm over an alleged plan by the DSS to file fresh charges against the convener of Revolution Now, Omoyele Sowore. And on the foreign scene, a West African country, the Gambia, has dragged Myanmar to the International Court of Justice over alleged mass killing of Rohingya Muslims. And that was the news edited by Chinedu Iwuna. For comments and inquiries, please call 0815-341-8657 or 0814-434-3502. You can send your emails to news@todayfmlive.com or you read our stories online at www.todayfmlive.com. And that's our package for the morning. Thank you for your time. My name is Ifeemi Andrew. Bye-bye for now.
Today's news, today's entertainment, today's sports, today's issues. Today on Today 95.1 FM, Port Harcourt.
Hooray! It's like a mighty wind crusade. Divine Daughters of Destiny International is 30. 30 years of ministry, 30 years of laboring in God's vineyard. Come celebrate with us. Thursday, 14th November, Praise, Worship and Award Night. Friday, 15th to Sunday, 17th November, Like a Mighty Wind Crusade with Reverend Dr. Uma Ukmai and his wife. Time 5 p.m. daily, 8 a.m. in the morning of Friday, 15th and Saturday, 16th November is Breakfast Banquet for Families. Ministry Bishop Kingsley Inakere and his wife. Venue Redemption Ministries, Eastern Bypass, Omega Beach, Port Harcourt. This program is designed to set you free from sin, sickness, break family yokes, occultic powers, and barrenness. It will be glorious. Be there. Keep the dates: 14th, 15th, 16th, and 17th November.
Planet View Properties, securing your future today. Planet View Properties, the good online. Planet View, securing your future.
Planet View Properties don't introduce Prestige Garden Layout with Planet Ember promo. Away! Just buy lands this Ember period. Make it for win instant car prize. You mean you say fit to win fantastic prizes instantly, like dual fence and car. To take a jolly this December. Prestige Gardens Layout. Now buy and build property you with the for School Road, Igutali, after the new International Airport Port Harcourt. And it come with Greater Port Harcourt approval and other features like perimeter fence, transformers, electric poles, and accessible roads. All our properties, they come with free deed of conveyance, surveyor plan, no bush entry, no agency fee, and no extra charge. Come for Planet View office, number 64, Tombia Extension, GRA, Port Harcourt. Call
0802 477 9305 and 0704 400 2221.
Planet View Properties, securing your future today.
What are your expectations for 2020? I'll tell you ours if you tell me yours. But first, let me walk you through our achievements so far in 2019. This year marks our 3-year anniversary in Port Harcourt with testimonies from happy investors who through our platform are excelling greatly. And in the spirit of celebration, we gave away a brand new car to a lucky winner. Also, we've been instrumental in the development of several small and medium-scale enterprises and empowering individuals. Next year, 2020, our targets are to set up offices at Dubai, London, and Ghana. Also, we plan to launch a Result Investment Limited app for all our investors. Now you know our plans, how about you fit us into yours? Don't forget, we offer 10% profit of any capital invested with us at Result Investment Limited. Visit us today at number 10 NTA Road, Checkpoint Junction, Rumokuta, Port Harcourt. For more inquiries, please call 0903 652 7708 or 0815-518-9002 or visit www.resultinvestmentnigerialimited.com.
This is Today 95.1 FM. To copy this tune, press 9.
This is Today 95.1 FM.
For current news and information, press 5.
They are politicians, all of them. They know what they do.
So they know how they attack each other.
And
to stay connected all day, press 1.
The person who raised the name is the one who made the public know about.
Good afternoon and welcome to the World News on your Premium Talk Radio station.
We are your Premium Talk Radio station. Today 95.1 FM, the station with a unique dial.
Football.
Let's welcome you to the fun side, the sunny side, to amazing sportsmanship. Let's welcome you to a superb football competition. Introducing Today FM Under 20 Soccer Fiesta. We are looking for the best 16 teams to play off in a knockout style within 10 days till we get to our champion. Is your team under 20? Are you the best? In Port Harcourt, date 4th to 14th December 2019. Prizes are: first position 300,000 naira, second position 200,000 naira, and third position 100,000 naira. For registration details, contact Sanipe on 0806 886 1984. Again, 0806 886 1984. Or Reliance on 0806 162 8619. Again, 0806 162 8619.
9519. Or visit the premises of Today 95.1 FM at number 1 Today FM Drive off East West Road, Rumekini, Port Harcourt.
Talk radio. I listen to a lot of talk radio.
95.1 FM.
You gotta get up. You gotta get up and make a move. 'Cause the world will never see you until you do. No, they don't really care what you're going through. So you gotta show them, baby. You gotta show them the real you. You gotta give them what you've got. No, don't let them see what you're not. 'Cause you are strong. You are wise. You are worth beyond 1,000 reasons why. And you can't be perfect, baby. 'Cause nobody's perfect, darling. But no, 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 there's nobody in the world like you. What do you do when you can't let go? What do you...
What a goal! Hangs it up for Ronaldo. Oh my God!
Experience the glorious goals rush. The heated verbal jabs and even moments of madness. Experience the sensational swings, strokes and shots. The moments of victory and despair. Experience lights out on a majestic night in Singapore and a whole lot more.
On your premium talk news and sports radio station.
Today, 95.1 FM, Port Harcourt. Listen to Sports Attack every weekday from 7:30 a.m. and Today Sports Live after the news update at 3 p.m. Stay tuned on Saturdays and Sundays for a bumper edition of Today Sports Live from 1 to 6 p.m. Experience sports in its entirety on your premium talk news and sports radio station. Today, 95.1 FM, Port Harcourt.
Let's talk football. Let's talk football.
What a devastating strike!
Football is a leisure game.
Sports is actually my job.
Football is boring.
That's not true. It's way more important than that.
What a wonderful goal! Fantastic strike!
As far as I'm concerned, sports is all about passion.
Sports Attack, weekdays 7:30 a.m. and Today Sports Live 3 p.m. Weekends 1 p.m. to 6 p.m.
For all you need to know in the world of sports, leave the dial on Today 95.1 FM.
Everyone, my name is Ese Brume, Commonwealth and African long jump champion. You're listening to Sports Attack on Today 95.1 FM, Port Harcourt. Don't touch that dial.
A very good morning, and this is Sports Attack, reaching you live from the studios of your premium news talk and sports radio station. Today, 95.1 FM Port Harcourt. It is Tuesday, the 12th day of November 2019. My name is Dorcas Koke, the sports diva, here to keep you updated. Two major stories making the rounds in the world of sports. Let's get things started from the Sports Ministry, where the Minister of Youth and Sports Development, Sunday Dare, has reiterated the commitment of the ministry to support the development of grassroots sports and the nurturing of talents. Dare made the declaration during a visit by the discovered talents of the National Youth Games in Ilori 2019 and presented by the Nigerian Tulip International College in his conference room at the MK Abiola National Stadium in Abuja. Elated by the ministry's achievement in securing full scholarships for 25 young athletes in Abuja, the minister said the ministry will sustain this drive to be able to take in many more. The Nigerian Tulip International College is partnering with the ministry to give the athletes 100% scholarships for their secondary school education and sports training, which the minister says validates the country's strategic plans as a nation to grow all sports across boards.
Tulip International College has adopted or is adopting 25 of our young athletes from about 7 different states in about 14 different field and track events. So you see that this is not our money, but through our initiative, we're able to attract. We intend to make sports very attractive to the individual, to organizations, but also to state governments, because eventually we will partner with them.
Meanwhile, Sonidari has said that for now, Nigeria do not have medal targets for Team Nigeria at the 2020 Olympics in Tokyo, Japan. Dari, speaking on Friday in Abuja, noted that the price of a medal at the Olympics is equal to the investment made on athletes that will win the medal, adding that the most populous African country will set medals target for the team before leaving for the quadrennial games. The minister had concluded plans to have athletes who have picked the Olympics tickets in 9 months campaign for Team Nigeria to start preparations in earnest for the games. According to him, is to increase the chances of Nigeria winning more medals. He is determined to surpass Nigeria's previous achievements at the Olympics. Nigeria was not on the medals table in 2012 when London hosted the Olympics, but won bronze in Rio Olympics in Brazil in 2006. And let's go over to the AFN, where Adisa Biyoko has been appointed as the new Secretary General of the AFN. His deployment was contained in a statement by the Ministry of Youth and Sports Development on Sunday in Abuja. Biyoko replaces Elijah Adamu, who was recalled after being indicted by the report of an advisory committee on Team Nigeria's poor performance at the 2019 IAAF World Athletics Championships. Biyoko led Team Nigeria to the 2001 World Athletics Championship in Edmonton, in Canada. He led the likes of the late Sunday Bada, Chioma Ajunwa, and Falila Togunkoya as members of a glorious team which set several records elsewhere. Nigeria's long jump queen, Ese Brumer, said it wasn't her best performance at the championship in Doha, Qatar, where she won Nigeria's only medal when she won a bronze with a jump of 6.92 meters. Let's take a listen to Ese Brumer.
I wasn't really disappointed. It wasn't the best of me, yes, but at least we made it to the podium. I believe everything will work out better next season for us. I believe my coach is trying to put things together for my preparation for the season. And I believe and I hope that I'll do better to better myself for next season with the help of my coach and my teammates. And I'm trusting on God also to help us.
Let's go talk basketball this morning, where Rivers Hoopers have been drawn with Niger Porter, Civil Defenders, and Benue Braves in Group A of the NBBF President Cup Final 8, starting today, November 12th, at the Indoor Sports Hall of the National Stadium in Lagos. The Kingsmen will play their opening Group A game against the Niger Porters on Wednesday at 4 p.m. before playing Benue Braves and Civil Defenders on Thursday and Friday, respectively. Hoopers are on a 5-game winning streak in the NBBF President Cup and will hope to grab Nigeria's sole slot for the inaugural FIBA NBA Basketball Africa League coming up in March of 2020. Kwara Falcons, who also finished unbeaten in the first phase in Ilorin, have been grouped alongside Lagos Icelanders, Nigeria Army, and Raptors in Group B. Meanwhile, Rivers Hoopers have left Port Harcourt for the NBBF President Cup Final 8 in Lagos. Elsewhere, President of the Nigerian Basketball Federation, Engineer Musa Kida, says the growth and development of the sport in Nigeria hasn't come to him as a surprise. Kida affirmed that it's a promise kept on the part of the federation to make basketball a major sport in the country.
FIBA ranking comes to me as no surprise. 2 years ago, when I was sworn in as the president of the Nigerian Basketball Federation, one of my promises to you was that, one, we are going to make basketball in Nigeria the best type destination that anybody who wants to play basketball would in Africa. We have done that. I also told you that we are going to figure on the global landscape. Our girls went to Tenerife last year, and for the first time, an African nation would not only just win a match but get to the quarterfinals, where they came number 8 in the world. Our boys clearly out of the environment that the Nigerian Basketball Federation has provided for them. You can see that even the matches that we lost, they were very highly contentious matches, where we can claim that yes, we did lose the matches, but we played most of the time better than the other team. So we're up and we're still coming. We haven't seen everything yet. We're just seeing the specs of what we promised you that we were going to do 2 years ago.
And let's go talk the NBA and give you results of games played in the early hours of this morning, where the Detroit Pistons lost to Minnesota Timberwolves 120-114. Boston Celtics defeated Dallas Mavericks 116-106. San Antonio Spurs lost to Memphis Grizzlies 113-109. New Orleans Pelicans lost to Houston Rockets 122-116. While the Golden State Warriors, once again without Steph Curry, lost again to the Utah Jazz with a point of 122-108. And LA Clippers defeated the defending champions Toronto Raptors 98-88 points. And let's go over to judo this month, where the president of the Nigerian Judo Federation, Timothy Nsirim, says the coaches working with the federation are good enough to produce Olympians for the country. Nsirim acknowledged that it has been a long time coming since the Nigerian Judo Federation produced Olympians for the country.
The coaches that I have here are the best among the coaches we have in Nigeria. I am very confident that they will produce Olympians for Nigeria. It's quite a long time Nigerians have not been to the Olympics.
Meanwhile, some of the coaches and judokas are optimistic of picking tickets to the Tokyo 2020 Olympic Games in Japan.
I think if we can make Senegal and Cameroon and Senegal, then we can be able to make African Championship, which calls us more, So we're hoping that by God's grace, the activity will do us proud.
Training has been tough because, like last week, we're training 3 times: 6 o'clock, 10 o'clock, and 4 o'clock. So I think we are preparing very well for the.
I've been putting on our best with the other trainings we've been doing, and I believe we'll make Nigeria proud and we'll get the tickets for Tokyo 2020.
Let's go over to the boxing ring, where Louis King Kong Ortiz has proved he is more than ready for Deontay Wilder. The top heavyweight contender looks even bulkier than usual and has packed on his muscle in preparation for his rematch with the WBC heavyweight champion at the MGM Grand Garden Arena, taking place November 23rd. Upon displaying his amazing physique, Ortiz discussed his chances of pulling off a shocker after troubling Wilder in his first fight, though he spoke with the aid of an interpreter.
No, it's not personal. Obviously, you're not street fighters. We're professional fighters. But it is a lot of personal wanting to erase that loss and a thorn in his side. Personal in that regard, but nothing against Wilder whatsoever. Motivation is this fight only, November 23rd. Be here in Vegas. If I wasn't serious about getting ready and going all in for this next fight, I'd stay home in Miami. We have all our resources in Miami. In 3 months that he hasn't seen his children, and that's more torture to him than getting punched in the face by Wilder. Just to repeat, the fight is going to end in knockout. Either he knocks me out or I'm going to knock him out, but he ain't knocking me out.
On his condition, Ortiz believes he is built for a 15-round fight after dropping a significant amount of blowback. Let's take a listen.
If anything's going to change, it's going to be Wilder, who's going to make some adjustments if he can. If he doesn't, then it's the same fight. Lewis in 15-round shape, and he's got to deal with him for 15 rounds. And obviously, Coach Wade is the best for everything that Mr. Ellaby just mentioned, and he wants to add that, that he's just shot out crazy. And you got to be a little crazy to be in boxing. And Coach Wade is nuts. He puts him through some torture sessions, and they're paying off. So, he's happy and he's blessed that this was a decision he made 12 weeks ago.
And in Formula One, Mercedes Formula One boss Toto Wolff is to miss this week's Brazilian Grand Prix, the first time he has ever been absent from a race since joining them in 2013. Wolff said the team had hunger and desire for more achievements, but that he was staying in Europe to focus on other open topics. The most senior executive there will be technical director James Allison, but Toto Wolff insists Mercedes wants to end the Formula One season on a high despite already clinching both championship. And over now to tennis, where Rafael Nadal beat to end the year as world number one, faltered with a straight set loss to defending champion Alexander Zverev at the ATP final. The Spaniard, a fitness doubt before the season-ending event in London with an abdominal injury, was beaten 6-2, 6-4 in their opening round-robin match. Nadal, who has not completed the tournament since September's US Open, was out of sorts and error-prone. Earlier, sixth seed Stefanos Tsitsipas beat fellow debutant Daniil Medvedev. The Greek 21-year-old beat the Russian 7-6, 6-4 at the O2 Arena. Novak Djokovic, who can overtake Nadal at the top of the world ranking this week, leads the other group after winning on Sunday. The two top players in each group after the round-robin stages progressed to the semi-finals. And that's all from other sports. Let's switch our focus over now to football. Let's go straight to the NWPL, where captain of Rivers Angels, Evelyn Wabuku, said the girls wanted to win the league title because they missed out on winning the ITO Cup at the expense of rivals Bayelsa Queens. The Jewel of Rivers defeated Confluence Queens 1-0 at the Agege Stadium in Lagos in the Super 4 as they emerged champions for the 2018-2019 season.
It's been long we won the league. We've always been winning the ITO Cup, and we lost that this year. So we told ourselves we're not going to go home empty, and this is a big team. We have to show for all the support we've been getting from our government. So we just have to go all out to clinch the trophy.
Mwaboku referred to the performance of the Super Falcons goalkeeper Chiamaka Nadozie as world-class after a last-minute save to deny Confluence Queens to come back into the game.
Nadozie keeps improving. She's been wonderful for us and for the national team. We are glad that she's our goalkeeper. She made the last minute save. That's class. We're happy that she's with us.
The skipper affirmed that the mentality of the club always is to win titles.
For us at Rivers Angels, we always want to win. For everything we play for, we want to win. We have that special mentality. This will not be the last. We always try. We'll keep trying. Next year, we'll come again and try our best.
On her part, goalkeeper Chiamaka Nadozie shared the secret of the team that helped them win the title. Let's take a listen to her.
I'm so excited winning the title again with the team. It means a lot to me. It's all about calculation and calmness. As a goalkeeper, you have to calculate before you go for any ball. We have the best manager as far as I'm concerned. Sometimes when we are down, when we are weak, even when we don't have enough players, people won't know because she will always provide all our needs to make sure anything that can make you happy, she's very, very ready to do it. So I think with her encouragement, her advices, everything. And one thing again, she's always bringing us close to God. So I think that's the secret.
The she's referring to in that interview is Edwin Okon, the coach of the Jewel of Rivers, that is Rivers Angels. And let's go straight to the NPFL, where chairman of the league management company, Sheo Diko, insisted that the NPFL is on the right track commercially. Diko disclosed this at the annual general meeting of the LMC held in Abuja last week, where he confirmed that the league body has reached a broadcast right deal with a Chinese business entity, Next TV, stating that the vision and objectives of the league will be achieved and the league will be more competitive.
Commercially, we are coming back to where we're meant to be, where we are supposed to be, and then we are going to be doing better and better than where we are. So, and everybody will be happy, and our vision and our objectives will be achieved as per to ensure that we have a three-pronged idea, make sure our legislations is in place to support what we are doing. We have done very much in that. There are many legislation that are in place that will support us. Make sure we got the right investment that can invest and drive into our production and stuff like that. We have achieved something on that. Make sure we can get our games to be back on the team. We can get the eyeballs on it. We have achieved something on that. Make sure we have the right revenues that can be able to drive our operations and make us run as a business concern as we should be. We have also achieved something like that. Day for Nigerian football to be a fantastic day for the NPFL. It should be a fantastic day for the club that are participating in the NPFL, that nobody will want to be out of it, so the league will be more competitive and be much better.
Meanwhile, Chief Executive Officer of the LMC, Ndoka Rabo, have urged corporate bodies to be part and owners of football clubs in the league, insisting that we do not have ideal clubs here in the country.
We do not have what I would call ideal football
clubs. The people have to be part of the clubs. What we have today is as if the clubs are separated from the people because the clubs are owned by governments. So people do not see what it is that they have, what we had. We realized that and decided, okay, we are going to create a condition that allows citizens buy into the clubs. We put this out in public, little response. We went to the stock exchange, no response. And it is entirely up to Nigerians. If they want a good club, then they should begin to think about investing and stop waiting for people to organize this clubs for them.
Irabo also urged both federal and state governments to deal with infrastructure and leave the rest for the corporate bodies to run.
The federal government should deal with infrastructure. Federal government does not own any club. In fact, the federal government has no stake in the league. The federal government should create incentives. First incentive is to finance NTA, make it mandatory for NTA to pay for the product that the league is presenting. The federal government should give grants to improve the facility that we have. The federal government should impress on the Nigerian police force to create security for fans when they come out to watch games. The state governments can do the same at their own micro level, but they must show willingness to allow people into their clubs. They must show willingness to allow the facility. We don't need to begin to build new stadium. We already have arenas for the game. Let the citizens take the game so they can appoint professional managers, so that they can insist on accountability, so that they can push the managers to work for them.
Elsewhere, Aqua United striker Mfonudo, who was a joint top scorer in the Abrid League last season with Sanusi Ibrahim, said he is excited to play alongside teammate Akarandot Orok. Let's take a listen to Mfonudo.
I feel so excited to play alongside a legend like Akarandot Orok. He has always been my mentor. Even back then, when I was still a kid, I used to hear of Akarandot Orok, and today I have the opportunity to play in the same team with him. So what a great opportunity. I've already learned a lot from him, and I'm still going to continue to learn from him. I'm so happy to play alongside with him.
On the recruitment of 15 new players for the new season, Mfonudo said his job is to blend with the players in the team and get results for the club.
Well, I can't say it's affecting the team. That is team management. I'm only but a player, and I always pray that good players are being signed into the team to help the team to play. So if the team management feel that they need 20 players, they need 25 players, that's what they want. Mine as a player is just to play and blend with the players which they have brought into the team.
However, head coach of Rangers International Benedict Ugu has promised fans of the club better performances in subsequent matches after the team was forced to 1-0 draw against newly promoted Adamawa United in the MPL Matchday 2 fixture at the Patami Stadium in Gombe.
A point is better than 100 goals, We thank God that we got a point here in our away match. We go back, we do our homework, we face our home team, home match.
The former Nigerian international further expressed satisfaction with the results and promised to get better results when they return home to play their next fixture.
It's how God wants it anyway. But some of our players, today is their first day of playing a match like this. So it really affected us because some of them are match rust. They are good footballers, but they are match rust. But in subsequent matches, I know that they will be improved. They will improve.
Similarly, coach of Lagos-based side MFM Tony Bulus acknowledged that with fair officiating and from matchday officials, the league will continue to grow.
With the level of officiating, you could get points anywhere, you could draw anywhere. So it's a good game for us. If the officiating continues this way, that means the league is developing. The team develops every game. We see 1 or 2 lapses, we make corrections, and we believe before the week 4, week 5, we're there.
Meanwhile, coach of FC Ifeanyi Uche Okebu said they will continue to work harder to get more favorable results after they were held to a 1-0 draw by MFM.
Because at least by picking a point away, we'll not just go back and relax. We're going to work harder for us to get there. Most of the boys are young players. You can see, even as of last season, we have a bunch of young players from nowhere. Even this season again, some of them left. You'll see, we put that from open screening.
Let's go straight to the camp of the Olympic Eagles, where Nigeria under-23 national team head coach Imama Amapakabo has received important boosts for today's Make Oma under-23 AFCON battle against Zambia with the arrival of team captain Azubike Okechukwu and star forward Taiwo Awoni. The absence of the duo was greatly felt in the opening game of Group B as the defending champions lost by the odd goal to Cote d'Ivoire on Saturday. And Amapakabo is confident their arrival will spur his squad to to a better performance against the Zambians. Nigeria take on Zambia at the Al Salam Stadium in Cairo today. In a game, they must pick up the maximum points to return to contention for a place in the semi-finals of the competition. Only the top 3 finishers at the Under-23 AFCON will qualify to fly Africa's flag at the Men's Olympics football tournament in Tokyo, Japan next year. Enter the camp of the Super Eagles, where Eyimba defender Ifeanyi Nebena has been called up to the Super Eagles AFCON 2021 qualifying squad to face Benin Republic and Lesotho as a late replacement for Brian Udoh, who misses out because of passport issues. The team Twitter handle has announced. And Emena was in action for Eyimba at the weekend in the MPFL, where he conceded the penalty and was sent off in the 1-0 draw at Adamawa United. Goalkeepers Ikechukwu Ezema, Madoka Okoye, defenders Jamil Collins, Chidozie Awaziem, Semi Ajayi, Ola Aina, and midfielder Raymond Aziz have all linked up with early arrivals Kenneth Omeru and Samuel Kalu in Uyo. Nigeria begins their 2021 AFCON qualifiers against the Squirrel of Benin at the Godswill Akpabio Stadium tomorrow before flying to Meteru for the encounter against the Crocodiles of Lesotho on Sunday, the 17th of November. The top 2 sides qualify automatically for the 2021 AFCON, which will be held in Cameroon. However, Super Eagles striker Victor Osimhen has said he and his teammates will be gunning for all 3 points at stake when they confront this Squirrel of Benin in a 2021 African Cup of Nations qualifying match on Wednesday. 3-time AFCON winners Nigeria begin the race to Cameroon 2021 against Benin, who reached the quarterfinals of the last tournament in Egypt on Wednesday at the Godswill Akpabio International Stadium, Uyo, before traveling to Mesuru for a date with the Crocodiles of Lesotho 4 days later. In a chat to Super Sports via Skype, the Lil Danger Man stated that the Eagles are ready to fly past the Squirrel, while banking on the form of his teammates and the return of Captain Ahmed Musa to the side for victory.
The game against Benin, the boys are ready. You can see everyone is in top form. Of course, we have our captain Ahmed Musa is back in the team, and I think we are going all out to get the win, nothing but the win. And of course, we have our fans also at the 12th man on the pitch. I think we're going to give everything that we have and get the 3 points.
The 20-year-old former Golden Eaglets and Flying Eagles goal poacher has netted 9 times in all competitions this season for his French side Lille, and he attributes his goal scoring form to a positive mentality.
Of course, as a striker, you have to have this mentality. Like when you're playing a game, you have to know that 1 or 2 clear chances will come to you. And I'm that kind of person. I always think positively, no matter the situation I find myself. That in a game, I will have at least 3 good opportunities that I can slot the ball in. And of course, as a striker, when you get this opportunity, you don't want to lose it. And that's the kind of mentality I am having right now. So I think any ball that comes my way, I want to put everything in.
Let's go straight to Europe, where Jurgen Klopp says Liverpool need every Premier League point on the board so far to help them through their most intense period ever over the next 6 weeks. Liverpool's defeat to Manchester City 3-1 sent them 8 points clear at the top of the table and 9 ahead of reigning champions, who are 4th. But the Reds are facing a daunting run of games, playing every few days from after the international break until the new year. And Klopp says every Premier League point amassed so far will be needed to help them through that period.
Look, the things will come up now, we know that. I mean, if you are with us, then you just say, wow, 9 points, that's kind of whatever. You have 9 points and a long way to go, so lose here point, lose there point, stuff like this, but we'll probably have people 100% set already from now on. Liverpool can only lose it. It's a very negative approach, but we don't care. I promise you we don't care. We were today completely focused on this game and not the situation in the table or whatever, how many points we are ahead of City or whatever. That's crazy. 9 points, you cannot imagine even that something like this happen. But it's not important because who wants to be first in early November?
Well, Manchester City manager Pep Guardiola has come out in defense of his team, describing them as incredible despite slipping 9 points behind Liverpool. Jurgen Klopp's side laid down a significant marker in their bid to win a first Premier League title in 30 years by beating the defending champion 3-1 at Anfield. Liverpool surrendered a 10-point lead to City last season, but head into the international break in a commanding position, with Guardiola's team slipping to 4th in the table. City's miserable run at Anfield, 1 win in 29 visits, continued in a match which left their manager raging at some controversial calls.
Mike Riley, his people, you have to ask them. It will not be nice after lose, Ask to Mike Riley and the big bosses about that. Don't ask to me. No, I was not sarcastic. I was thank you so much. I said the same in Tottenham game when we play at home. Thank you so much. So, most of the times when I go to the referees and my colleagues, always I said thank you so much, good luck. All the time. To Mike Riley, please, and his people, not to me.
And to Spain this morning will go, where Barcelona president Josep Maria Bartomeu has insisted talisman Lionel Messi could remain at the Nou Camp for at least another 5 years. The Argentinian is under contract until 2021, but has a clause inserted in his deal which could see him leave the Nou Camp for nothing in the summer. And although the club are preparing for a post-Messi era with a number of high-profile signings over the past few years, Bartomeu believes the side won't lose Messi anytime soon. However long the 32-year-old continues playing for the La Liga Giants, Bartomeu is adamant that Messi's achievements will mean he will forever be linked to Barcelona. And before we leave you this morning, let's tell you that the Spanish Super Cup tournaments will be played in Saudi Arabia in January 2020. The National Association ROFEF said on Monday, that's the Spanish Sports Federation, Football Federation are talking there. The 4-team event features Barcelona, Real Madrid, Atletico Madrid and Valencia at the 62,000 capacity King Abdulaziz Sports City Stadium in Jeddah. Spanish newspaper ABC said the federation would earn between 29 to 34 million pounds for a year from the 3 years deal. And that's where we draw the curtains on Sports Attack this lovely Tuesday morning. And thank you so much for your listening pleasure. By 3 p.m., the sports will be back after the news update for the Nigerian football edition of Today Sports Live. But until then, have a splendid day ahead.
Today, 95.1 FM, the voice of the people.
Na 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 na.